This is a story of a sleeping prince who's not woken up for the past 16 years. You heard it right. Prince Khaled bin al-Walid bin Talal al Saud is a Saudi entrepreneur and investor, and a prince of the House of Saud. He fell into a coma 16 years ago due to a terrible car accident in London. Ever since then, Prince Khaled bin al-Walid bin Talal al Saud has been referred to as the Sleeping Prince. Prince al-Walid has been on a ventilator since 2005 after suffering a brain hemorrhage during a car accident while studying at a military college. At that time, the doctors decided to disconnect the devices. However, the father refused to do so. He's refused to give up on his son and hopes he'll someday wake up. The Sleeping Prince is among those detained for 11 months for criticizing a crackdown on the kingdom's elite that saw dozens of princes, officials, and tycoons imprisoned at Riyadh's Ritz-Carlton Hotel in 2017. He was re-arrested briefly the following year. However, his name and corruption cleared in 2018. He suffered from a tragic traffic accident in London, which caused him to be in a coma. At first, the father kept his injured son at the Specialized Medical Center Hospital in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He was under an extensive and professional health care for 15 years. Later, he reportedly moved him home in early 2016 after a decade in the hospital as a brain-dead patient. It must be noted that he lived 16 years of his life normally. More so, he's now 50 years old and has lived more than 2 decades sleeping. How's he doing now? To date, the Sleeping Prince is under surveillance to observe any reaction or improvement he might develop. According to reports in 2019, the surveillance camera caught him moving his head left and right after 14 years of sleep. Every time he moves or responds with any part of his body, the Sleeping Prince makes it to the top news and social media, and his videos go insanely viral. Most recently, the prince in coma responded with his hand when Aunt Princess Noura bint Talal bin Abdulaziz said hello to him last October. Alas, it's true, money does not buy happiness. The life of a powerful king's son changed by a car accident. Sadly, even with all the money in the world and a luxurious lifestyle, he couldn't be brought back to life. Nonetheless, his father, being a man of great faith, believes that God will bring his son back at some point. There's no question that the love of a parent is magnificent and incomparable. At present, no improvement's been reported. His family continues to hope that soon his whole body regains mobility. Did you enjoy today's story? Let us know what you think about it in the comments. If you believe this story was amazing, don't hesitate to share it with your buddies.